Hey there, it's Juju. It's day 207 of this administration, and today I'm going to talk about fear and how we are manipulated through fear, particularly when it comes to crime and tough on crime standards. So right now, this administration has taken over, militarized the police, taken over the Washington, D.C. police, brought in the National Guard. He has brought in the National Guard to Los Angeles, and unnecessarily in both cases. So the argument for this is that Washington, D.C. is a horrible city and that, crime is rampant. Crime is actually at a 30-year low. And yet, Republicans repeatedly, and this starts going all the way back to Nixon, who started the first war on drugs. The war on drugs has had the consequences for our country have been huge. It has not reduced crime, but it has reduced, increased incarceration. So there's no country that has the level of incarceration and the social impacts that has had. The three strikes law you have in California was by Pete Wilson, also a Republican, though Bill Clinton did authorize the federal three strikes you're out. Now, the three strikes you're out that is in California has been reformed, fortunately, because in the beginning it was like people were getting life sentences for minor crimes. But the point is that crime is always used in a fearful way. Now, one way that I can remember being personally, that I remember so well, is the Central Park Five, where five young black men were convicted of attacking and raping this white woman in Central Park. And at the time, I'm old enough to remember, it was all over the news. And they talked about wilding, how there were teenagers that are just black teenagers, of course, that are running amok all over, just causing chaos and raping and pillaging. Same, rhetoric that they're trying to use now. And Trump, at that time, put in a full-page ad saying that we should bring in the death penalty for these five young teenagers who, it was found, they were all exonerated. He still has not acknowledged that a mistake was made, even though, it has been proven they've been released, they've been, compensated, but nothing can compensate for what happened to them. But more important, I was affected in my thinking of, you need to be afraid because there's black teenagers running amok. Then we had the super predators. That was in the 90s. We had the super predators, which, that theory has also been debunked. The person who put it forward has wished that he never had. So all of this, politicians know fear really sells people. When you start getting afraid and worried about those others, they do the same thing with immigrants. Immigrants' crime rates are so much lower than citizens. You have one incident, they'll focus on that, and these are these criminals that are coming to this country, when actually the far majority are hardworking people that are just trying to support their family. So this is something I feel very strongly about. I spend time in jail and a lot of time in prisons talking with people who have been affected by this incarceration, the deportation centers that are happening now where people don't even have basic rights. This is all the wrong direction for this country, and it's based on fear. So just watch carefully what's happening in Washington, because this government is trying to normalize having military in our domestic. This is not supposed to happen except in true emergencies, which none of this has been. So this is a symbol of an authoritarian government normalizing that we have tanks and people with machine guns walking the streets. Does that make you feel safe? Doesn't make me feel safe. So pay attention to what is happening now and don't give in to fear. Look for facts. This is Juju, unscripted, unfiltered, unedited. Lead with love. Don't let your heart be ruled by fear.